believe we'll be following this series on gratitude. So there will be the third edition. So the first episode 2 weeks ago, we looked at understanding, looked at, in our last episode, we looked at, okay, because there is no way that somebody can be grateful and still be having complaints and grudges. Do you understand? So today we are going to take it a step further. We are going to be looking at the ways you can express love in order to love is felt, because it is possible that somebody might be feeling unloved, not necessarily because there is lack of love, but because gratitude is silent. So gratitude is not spoken in any way. Talked about love languages. So love has a language, it can speak, and people understand. This episode, we're going to be taking a look at some ways that you can express love or express gratitude. Yes, some ways that you can express gratitude for your partner to be able to receive it, and for your partner to be able to with a person. You are dealing with, want to be seen, grateful, he wants to see it, he wants to hear it, he or she wants to feel it. That's why the Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 25 verse 11 that a word spoken fitly, if you speak the word at the right time, is like apples of gold. Look at 5 ways that you can gratitude in relationship, and that can help your relationship. The first one is words. Say it. Yes, by saying it. So it's not enough to acknowledge it. If you acknowledge that the person did, thank you, by saying, I appreciate you, by saying, I see what you have done, and I appreciate the fact that you went this far to be able to do this. So this morning on my family platform, talking about my siblings and I, we were trying to recount what each other has, the other person, since the year began. And we used words to express it. So in your relationship, you should not just say, but the person should know that I appreciate. One of the ways that you show appreciation is by saying it. Articulate it. Put it in words. Let the person know. If you see something, so if you acknowledge that this person has done this and this and this for you, gratefully, this is the end of the year. This is a time to begin to reflect on what your partner, whether you are engaged, whether you are married, or even other forms of relationship. It could be at your place of work. It could be your mentors. It's a time to begin to recount what they have done for you and say thank you. Another way that you can express gratitude in relationship and in marriage is gesture. Now, picture a situation where a husband comes home and gets a gift. Just think of any gift. So the man comes home and presents a gift to the wife, and she just frowns while accepting the gift. She didn't say anything, but do you know that that frowning has said volumes? So the impression that the man will get simply because the wife frowned would be that she does not appreciate that gift. So gestures, sometimes actions speak louder than words. So if you actually appreciate something that somebody has done for you, you should express it in your gestures. It could be a smile. It could just be an excitement. Wow, you got this for me. You might not even have opened that gift. You don't necessarily have to open that gift before you show an expression that you love it. The fact that the person came and presented something, you should appreciate and show some level of excitement, because a gift shows that it shows the person thought about you that day. That's the reason why he or she went an extra mile to buy that gift for you. So gestures are ways, in addition to the words, show an excitement like, wow, you went that far to get this. And by the time you open it, you see what is inside. You like, wow, exclaim, this is what I have been dreaming to have. So your gestures, like smiling, like showing expressions of excitement, is another way that you could show appreciation is what? Act of service. Doing to the person what you know that the person needs in an area where the person needs attention or needs help in a way or in a form. When we're growing up, we had more like overseers in our youth fellowships. And in appreciation to them, on Saturdays, some of the Saturdays we could allocate some of the youth fellowship members to go to their houses and help them clean up the houses. So an act of service could be a way of saying thank you. I may not have the money to give you, but at least I can help you in hand. And it's my own way of saying thank you for the wonderful thing that you do. And we can also relate it to what's also in the service today, in our church today, we're looking at gratitude, really. So that's also the topic we are taking in church. And we're trying to look at gratitude from the aspect of having to give yourself back to God. So if you are grateful, it's not just enough for you to say, it's Thanksgiving Day, so you go and bring a cow to appreciate God. After bringing a cow or a goat to appreciate God, you go back and your life does not please him. That is not gratitude. So the first offering that you're actually supposed to give is yourself. So giving yourself unto him and making your lifestyle to be pleasing to him. Yes, and this aligns also with the act of service. It's more like you are serving the person. I'm giving myself to you, giving you my energy in this area to help you because of this and this you have done for me. And the Bible will put it this way, that bringing yourself as a living sacrifice. So you are a sacrifice, you are still alive. You are not going to be killed and slaughtered on the altar, but every day you are making sure that your life brings glory to him. Okay, so the next one, which is number 4 that we'll be talking about, another way that you could show gratitude in this season and always to your partner is quality time. If you actually value that person, then you should be able to give some time to pay attention, to get to understand what the person is passing through, to fit into what is the person's vision. Spend time with that person. I tell people that whatever matters to you, you make time for it. So if your spouse actually matters to you, you will not say you are too busy at work. You will not say that maybe ministry is taking so much of your time and so you do not have time for that person. Because whatever is important to you, you will make time for that person. So, like I said, another way in this season you can extend and show appreciation, gratitude for what your spouse has done for you is to create quality time. To spend with that person and get involved in the life of that person. And like I said, I think in our first episode, that gratitude should be a lifestyle. It should be what we should make part of us. I think in our next edition, we are going to be looking at how to make gratitude a lifestyle. So the fact that we emphasize this topic at the end of the year doesn't mean that this is the only period you should be grateful. Gratitude should become your lifestyle. So yes, you should make out time to spend with your spouse as a way of letting the person know that you matter to me. You matter to me, so I can leave every other thing and pay attention to you. I believe some of you must have heard me share that my husband as a person can leave any other thing, even his job, just to attend to me. So consciously, I've had to make sure that if I'm calling for his attention, let it be that is something that is really, really pressing that I cannot do without. If not, he doesn't mind leaving his job and saying, okay, because my wife has called for attention, I will leave whatever it is, even if it is a trip. Yes, he had said before, I would cancel the trip if I need to be with you. And then I said, don't bother, you can just go. And he went, and I was involved in an accident. By the time he returned, he felt so bad that he didn't follow his instinct of staying. So by the following work day, he wanted to just stay at home and attend to me. And I was like, but you have to go to work. And he just said, hold it there. Don't try to convince me to go to work today, because that was what happened the other day and you got involved in that accident. What am I trying to say? Quality time is what you can invest into the life of somebody that matters to you. And it is a way of saying, I appreciate you. I value you, because whatever you value, you create time for. And the last one would be gifts. You can say it is conscious or unconsciously placed at the last, because of course there are other ways like I've mentioned, but then gifts are also very important, especially if the person's love language has to do with gifts. But even if not, is there really any human being that does not appreciate gifts? Okay, so you're relating with the person, you could also get to know the kind of gift. So this evening, as a family, we picked each other's names. And the picking of names is to know who you are to buy a gift for this Christmas. And some people are saying, do I know what I can buy for mommy? What can I buy for you? The person that picks my name, one of my children that picks my name, was asking me, so what can I buy for you? I don't know what to buy for an adult. And so we'll talk about that later. So gift is another way to show appreciation. So we're trying to make it a family culture to say, okay, for this year, this is my token of love. So the gift must not be something very expensive. If you can afford what is expensive, why not? Because you value that person, you can go all the way out to give the person the very best. If you can afford a car, why not? If you can afford expensive jewelries, why not? Some people will say, okay, I'll just take you for a spa. It could also be a gift. So ensure that in this season, because sometimes some of us focus on other people and leave the people that are closest to us. So you say it's Christmas period, it's a time to share gifts, and you have listed the people you are going to give gifts to. How about your spouse? Is your spouse in the list of the people that you want to gift something to in this season? So yes, begin to think of what you are going to gift to your spouse in this season. It might not be necessarily something so expensive like it said, but it's just a sign of thoughtfulness. As we begin to round up, this week, I want to give you an assignment. I want you to ensure, in fact, today, this moment, I would like you, for those of you that are live, begin to type in the comment section who you are grateful for, who you are grateful to, and for what. Yes, type in the comment section, I am grateful to you for this. You could say, for instance, if it is me, I am grateful to my husband for committing his all to the family. And ensure that in this week, you at least use one of the ways that we have talked about today, either through words, either through gesture, either through gifts, either through time and our act of service. Ensure, in fact, you could ensure you do one of each every day of this week to ensure that you show gratitude to your partner. Have you been blessed by this? Are you listening to me and you've not even subscribed to our channel on YouTube? Please subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. Follow if you are watching on Facebook. Share this video to family and friends, because of course it's going to be a blessing to them. And until our next episode, don't you ever forget that I am your compass to building relationships that lasts. Watch out for our next episode.